Yeah. Good morning. We juicin'. Oh, snap dizzle for shizzle, we juicin'. Oh, snap dizzle for shizzle, we juicin'. Previously on Kimba TV. So I got stopped out on the ETH, but you do realize people like your brothers and sisters were asking, hey, where's a good place to long? And we talked about this Fibonacci level. And we also talked about this untapped naked point of control. Yeah, we're gonna see if it's a tippity tap tap. If this does this again, then I have to close. Yo, good morning. Yeah, a little Latuche, a little TA, and a little gaming all day. Because I gotta babysit these home theater guys. Hector says, is 665 bad low? No, it's good. This whole thing is good. So if you're looking for a long, I don't know if you want to lose this green line. You know, remember when we said that you don't really want to lose the 0.5? That still stands, but I guess you could get like a wick. But this is good right here. So we should be looking for up. What's going on, Haza? Trinkum, can you explain how you come up with the blue box? Sure. The blue box is this, that wick low, and the value area low of 68140. So it's basically, I'm trying to figure out where is the support zone from last time and what would it be as resistance this time. Trinkum, there you go. You can always rewind and get caught up and get like the more full explanation because I went over it while I put it up, but that's what it is. So it's the value area low of about 68140, okay, which is basically like that. And then the tip of this wick. There is no right or wrong, brother. All I'm trying to do is trying to figure out what the support zone was last time because that would be resistance this time. So that's all it is. Some people might like put this box right here. Some people might do this. Some people might go from this wick to this wick, and that would be their box, and it wouldn't be wrong. So my pleasure, brother. But I do that a lot. When we lose support, whether it's a line or a zone, I'm going to try to identify it so I know where to look for and it as something that should be resistance. If we get above this blue box, it's very, very bullish because now we're back inside of this zone again. Okay? And if we go... If we get back in here, all this was a failed auction. All of this action was just a failed auction. It tried to push the price. It tried to sell outside of the zone, and it couldn't. So if you get back in and you turn this zone into support, then you would have to look for here. And then you have bad highs. So you would almost naturally think, okay, right around here. And then if you remember, okay, could there be a case that it doesn't make a sweep of a sweep and it just sweeps that bad high? Yes, because guess what? There you go. It's almost pixel perfect. You have an untapped TPO naked point of control. So that could be your argument for why it will not make a higher high. And we've already talked about that, and I'll be aware of that. So that's why that blue box is there, because I want to know if we can turn it into support. But if it continues to be resistance, then, you know, there's a short opportunity to be had. It's actually crazy how much sense this makes. It does if you take it step by step. And with enough time, you won't even need me, my boy. With enough time, you won't even need me to break that down. You'll be able to do it yourself. So pretty cool, right, Trinkum? Any questions? So if you were to Trinkum, there's different ways where you could interpret what I have in front, and you could kind of figure out what my stop loss would be on the long, right? Losing that green, not good. Losing this yellow, not good. Even if you did lost the yellow, I would tolerate it if it just wicked into the golden pocket, right? Like I would tolerate this for like a bullish retest, you know? But this it can't spend significant time below the yellow line. It has to get right back above the 0.5. So that would be like, you know, when people ask me, hey, did you get stopped out? You know, where's your stop loss? I think it's pretty clear, whether it's the fib, whether it's the 67.3, whether it's the diagonal resistance line that you just broke out of, there's many things that you wouldn't want to lose. So just based off of this, you should be able to kind of loosely figure out where my stop loss and profit would be. And it wouldn't even be that detrimental. You know? Will it reach 70K? If we turn 68.4, 68.5, this blue area into support, yes. And don't forget about what we talked about. I think this is more like, this wouldn't surprise me one bit. This. And I don't know how many times we said we have to pay attention to this. Here it is. We talked about it quite extensively, ladies and gentlemen. This. Well, we could get to like 71, and then we could come all the way back to 68 again. But that is what I want to see. Pookie says, I'm in a short from higher, but starting to sweat a bit. I'm curious if we're thinking more bearish or bullish. Well, I mean, I've been in this long this is the third day that I'm in this long. So, you know, when I got in, I explained why, and we talked about TPs. The second day, I talked about where my stop loss and profit would be. Yesterday, we talked about stop loss and profit. I don't know if you heard me talking about how you don't want to lose the 0.5, the 0.5. And I mean, give it up for this pixel perfect line. If we turn 68.3 to 68.7 zone into support, then I would try to run this all the way to 75K. All right, but I didn't realize that I still had the MEXC up. But remember when we talked about how you really don't want to lose the 0.5? So you remember when we talked about how you don't want to lose the 0.5? Yeah, so, I mean, it's pretty straightforward in my opinion, brother. This is the previous range, okay? That's your previous range. And so if you turn this into support, then you would have to look for the other side. And then at that point, you have another really bad high up there. So if you rewind, we actually talk about how there could be a case where it sweeps the 886 It taps the naked point of control and the single print imbalances up there, and then it sweeps 886, and then it goes, and it doesn't have to make an all-time high. Alrighty, Pook. But yeah, so just because basically all this would mean is that this is a real range. It tried to go down. It did a failed auction, okay? And now we would look for higher. So I think, you know, most people's stop losses, I think, would, you know, be here. You know, a higher high of that penetrating the golden pocket. And so that's why, like, I'm doing a little bit of a Saturday stream. These are all bad highs, obviously, right? These are all bad highs. So this guy probably has a stop loss right there. This guy probably has a stop loss right there. This guy has a stop loss right there. These bad highs, they just swept it. Okay, this bad high, they just swept it. They're sweeping all the bad highs. Swept that bad high, brrr, pink. All right, now let's get the next one. Brrr, pink. Brrr, pink. Brrr, pink. This last one will be the question mark. The brrr right there. Alrighty, Pookie? But yeah, type exclamation rewind and hear like the more not so lettuced up explanation. But don't forget to look at, like, you know, higher time frame. This is the 4 hour. You're still making higher lows. You know what I mean? So it's going to come down to, can we make higher highs? And I'm talking about, you know, basically breaching 72,000. Alrighty, and so you have your fibs pulled like this. You probably, I don't know where your stop losses are, but you can see the bad highs yourself. Take a look at where the single print imbalances are, okay? Yeah? You see where the single prints are? This is what I mean by it doesn't have to necessarily make a higher high. It could just go brrr. Yeah, but that being said, it's still inconclusive. One thing that I will tell you also, Pook, is this is probably the new range. These are not that great. And before you leave the range, whether this way or that way, all the bads will usually get cleared out. So I could see a weekend where we do this, brrr, sweep, get back inside, sweep, and then when CME opens back up, it's literally where we left. This is the 4 hour CME. Okay. So since you're in a short, Pookie, you know, sweep and then rotate back down could be a possibility for you. So something to think about, but make sure that you see the bad highs and the bad lows yourself. And then the rest is kind of up to the market makers, man. And it's the weekend. I can't stress that enough. So fuck, I learned more from your stream. Well, you know, Igor is part of Kimba Gang, Pook. So, but we pretty much have a very similar outlook on how we look at price action. You know what I mean? Doesn't Igor talk about bad highs and bad lows, right? Daniel is really good at identifying point of control. I basically do all of that. I think Igor is maybe a little bit more focused on TPO. Daniel's a little bit more focused on like weekly, daily, and point of controls, right? Severin and Rivalry, they all have like their different strategies. They like more altcoins than traditional markets, right? Yeah, it it's not so much that you learn more or not, but once you understand it, it's gonna be a game changer. But try your best to see where the bad lows and the bad highs are, right, Pook? You can probably pull some fibs. I know you can pull some fibs, swing high, swing low, right? Yeah, you know, and it's making a range, obviously. So trade the range until it ends, kind of thing, right? So let me know if you have any questions, but shout outs to you, Pookie. I root for everybody. It doesn't impact me and my position, whether you're in the same position directionally with me or not. So I genuinely am rooting for you, Pook. So I'm rooting for you, brother. Let me know if you have any other questions, but I think for the most part, for the weekend, all you really need to do is look at fibs, the volume, and where the bad highs and bad lows are so you can understand potentially where that sweep could be. Like, for example, right now, these are bad. You understand that? And so the prop, could it still go down and retest like TPO point of control? For sure. But the probability of this getting swept is high, and then you got to think to yourself, fuck. If that's going to get swept, that's going to get triggered too. So it's not so much about saying, oh, these are going to get swept right now, let me FOMO long. No, 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 no. If it does start to go down, you can start to pull fibs. You can start to look at that point of control. So maybe if you do want to chase along, that's, you know, a little bit better, right? And you also know that it's the weekend time, so who gives a shit? You also know that those are bad. So maybe you're thinking to yourself, you know what? I might take that long for a continuation like this, but instead of my usual 5 Bitcoin, I'm going to just do 1. Fuck it. You know? And since I know that these are all bad, as soon as it has a bounce or a mathematically reasonable bounce, okay, because maybe you're just going to sweep those, I'm going to put my stop loss at break even, because really, if you look at the bigger context, the best long would be a sweep like that. You know, and then that would let you, if it's a little bit deeper and if it comes back in, that would let you tap the golden pocket 75786, excuse me, the golden pocket like that, a little bit deeper. And we already talked about how important this level is. And so you wouldn't be really waiting for a failed auction. Probably you would look for like a swing fail. Oh shit, he's down there. He's in that hallway. How do I res you? Oh my God. Oh my God. So close. Yeah. Second place on Warzone, but first place at trading Bugatti. Le tuche, le tuche, le tuche, le tuche, le tuche, le tuche. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, another bad high lesson. Schwaggity. Can you say schwaggity? Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Easy money, Bugatti money. Everybody Gucci? Exclamation rewind, exclamation YouTube. No surprises when it covered everything in full detail. Shout outs to everybody that's been here since the morning. How we doing? Yeah. Hey, remember what we talked about. Remember what we talked about. Remember what we talked about. All right. You guys Gucci? He said, what did he say? He just told us. Let's get it. All right, let me go load the Blizzy. I don't know what's greener, the Latuche, the P&O, the Bugatti. Gabrielle says, Kimba, thinking about shorting soon? Exclamation rewind, exclamation YouTube. What was the area of interest for me to short? Do you remember, Gabrielle? Well, I mean, 75 is where I would like to TP, but remember when we talked about this? Well, yeah, you have a swing fail if you want to try to play that, but for me, I would expect something like this. This one? Ah, you nasty, my boy. That's beautiful. Yeah, but it's the idea that you would hit the value area high of this and then back test value area low, stay inside, and then you would have a chance to break that and break that. Yeah, so this would be the short that maybe you want to get. You know, maybe it sweeps this, but it would be the rotation from something like that. Schwiggity. And look at where it got rejected, ladies and gentlemen. The value area low of the previous week, almost to a pixel. So if you were to turn the previous week, this is the it's on Bybit BTC USD, it's 69.6. But whether it was 69.3 or 68.5, I mean, these are all of these levels. If we can break through them, it's Gucci. But this is totally normal because theoretically, this could be like a bearish retest of last week's value area low. So for Bybit, it looks like that. That's the value area range. And what is value area high? 71235. So Bybit is like 7. There you go. That is Bybit's value range. So okay. I gotta see this 9 million short get squeezed real quick. I gotta see the 9 milli get squeezed real quick. Squeeze the juice. Anybody still here? Is this not a hedge? I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a hedge. The guy is gonna have to close it out sooner or later. Tony, fire Vishante. All right, I'm here for like 3 minutes. I just want to see where this $9.7 million short gets closed out. And then I'm going right back out there. Fire Egg, Hain Bushin, Mandela, Ochibi, Drone Corleone, King Gilgamesh, Watchmaker, Low Bob, Ikram, Watchmaker, Ace. Everybody good? Happy Saturday. You guys digging the weekend streams? Ikram says, I'm new. Nice. Exclamation YouTube. Watch the highlights and get caught up. Exclamation rewind to rewind the stream that we just finished up. All right. Make sure you get caught up on the plans. We've talked about upcoming shorts, upcoming longs. We're good to go, baby. So just make sure that you're caught up. Exclamation rewind, exclamation YouTube. All right, we juicing, baby. I hope it doesn't do anything. I hope it doesn't do anything tonight. I hope it doesn't do anything tonight. So I can wake up tomorrow and juice with y'all. Let me put it back on this so we can watch the guy. Okay. I'll be back later, y'all. Peace, everybody.